Hadley's request. Is there a second?
No second.
Can we add that to the agenda as 5.2?
Sure.
Okay. And on to business under 5.1, appointing Chief Kevin Martin as Administrator Pro Tem for the period of January 31st to February 12th. And Mr. Hadley also has a motion. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Do we need a vote on the request for redaction, or did we miss that?
Does a counselor have to vote for that to add it to the
Well,
agenda?
if someone motioned it and someone
Yeah.
seconded it.
Yeah.
Okay. Call for the vote.
Counselor Hadley,
Aye.
Counselor Hollett,
Aye.
Counselor Forkham,
Aye.
Counselor Whitney,
Nay.
Counselor Barenboim,
Aye.
So that's out of the 5.2. Correct, sorry for that. Back to 5.1. Counselor Hadley has a motion that I will read for him. I move to appoint Rick Zylstra as City of Oak Ridge Administrator Pro Tem for a period of January 31 to February 11 in the absence of Mr. Messina. Do I have a second for his motion?
Second.
Call.
Abstaining.
Abstain?
Yep.
Okay. Call for the vote.
who seconded?
Paul. Counselor Forkham.
Counselor Barenboim,
Aye.
Counselor Hollett,
Aye.
Counselor Forkham,
Aye.
Counselor Hadley,
Aye.
Motion passes. On to 5.2.
I didn't have any council discussion
Right.
on that.
Did anybody want you abstained, so?
Well, I don't believe that removes me from any discussion, I just wanna know why it changed. We
I
had,
thought if you abstained from a vote, usually you abstain from discussion.
not always,
Okay.
Point of order, she has a conflict, she can't even talk about it.
I'm not talking about who was appointed, I'm talking about why we changed. We had, something here asking to appoint Kevin Martin, and why that's changed.
Well, you might ask the city administrator, something that's came to our attention, it's pretty important. It probably should be talked in executive session, so.
Regarding Kevin Martin?
Absolutely.
I have
So-
no preference either way.
If we're making decisions in that capacity, and it's being made as a group, then why is not all of that information shared with all the council? Because that is a part of what needs to happen.
It appears that there is a question about that could end up being a personnel issue and a personnel investigation, and beyond that, I can't say anything else.
And how did this come about? Because it's your motion, so I'm just curious.
Well, if you really wanna know, we can't discuss all this. And if it would be done in executive session, if you'd like executive session, we can discuss this. You know, this is, you're asking for this, there's already been a vote and it's passed. I don't know why Rick can't fall in this place for the same period of time. Who decided for Chief Martin?
I'm confused, I would assume it would be the administrator that chose him. So I'm confused as to why there was a change like this, and why not everybody was given the same information to be able to make that decision. I abstained, but there was no discussion on the issue. I abstained because of a conflict of interest, not because I disagree with Kevin Martin. And I don't have the same information that you guys have, and
I don't have any information. I met with Messina earlier today, and he just mentioned that counselor came in and spoke to him about Chief Martin, and he told me exactly what he just said aloud, and I said that I have no preference, either Chief Martin or Rick. I have respect for them both, so I have no problem with whichever one.
And as a police chief, Maybe he should do his police work. Maybe we should have Rick, which is always in the office, and it's good that we all know him, but he can go forward with whatever.
Well, personally, I personally would trust the person that is the city administrator and in charge of making those decisions, what's best for the city to make that decision. That's my personal opinion.
But I think why we were elected for what?
You know what we were elected for, and so do I, but
To speak for the
my
people.
question was, why the change, and why wasn't I not given that same information that you guys clearly have based your decision
That's
on?
basics up to the administrator. Everybody else.
Because this came to council, so
I wasn't given any information on it.
Yeah,
And I
read
believe
the
Stan
title
was.
and-
No.
so who has the information?
I have no
The
information.
city administrator has to do a little something, and it's up to him.
So who has the information?
Your insurance
Who brought
company.
the information to the
Your insurance
administrator, Hadley?
Your insurance company.
Good, they gave an honest answer.
Our insurance company? Okay.
Okay, so the vote has already passed. Is there any more discussion? On to 5.2. This is your topic.
For the
The,
redaction.
correct.
I asked Mr. Messina, in personal, asked him for the unredacted paperwork, and he told me that I need to go to the council, and so we got a meeting, they were all here, so that's why, in which you was at the last meeting, when the attorney said what she said. So I think, in fairness, we all should look at that paperwork.
You're talking about going backwards,
No,
looking at all those attorney bills we already looked at with the unredacted copies, is that what you're looking
yes,
for?
the same thing,
I
unredacted.
thought we've already discussed this and decided to move on and move forward. Why do we wanna go back?
Do you know what any of that building was about?
That's not what I'm asking,
That's why.
I thought we discussed this and decided to move forward.
And that's why,
And I looked at the billing just as well as you guys.
right, and it was redacted.
Part of it, yeah,
Okay.
which is common.
How many redact, how many, this
And
was,
I can tell you, I'm not a professional, I'm not the professional that's going to know what should have been billed and not billed. And I'm not going to assume I'm a
No.
professional to make that decision.
I'm not worried about what was billed.
So, as the body of the council, we have the right to have the unredacted.
No, I hear you, I just thought we were moving forward. I
Yeah,
didn't realize we were
like
going
you.
back again.
No,
Well,
we
that's
actually agreed that we would move forward and we just talked about having our new attorney look into this.
Do you remember all the minutes?
I remember all of this,
Okay, look at the videos.
thank you.
Is there any more discussion? Stan?
That's what,
Yeah, I will make a motion that we get the unredacted paperwork from the statements from the attorney from January 1st, 2018, ending December 31st, 2018.
I'll second this motion.
So council discussion, what is the intent of looking at that again?
To see where the building went. You have $31,000.
Yes,
I guess so. You don't care where the $31,000.
that's not what I said, I said what
That's
is the
why.
intent?
That's why.
What is the intent?
That's why.
No, that's not answering my question, what is your intent?
To see exactly how the money was spent, where it was spent, and who spent what.
And
I also, in later time, we're gonna get, in the next meeting, I'm gonna ask for more stuff. But right now, this is what I would like. If you don't wanna do it, it's up to you.
I just don't, I thought that people elected us so that we could move forward. And we're just continually going and looking at past stuff.
I think people elected us to do what's right, and sometimes
That-
that means
that
correct
too.
the past.
And I don't disagree with that, but, you know, we've looked at these, we've discussed these. And I feel like we're gonna get caught in the weeds and not move forward if we keep going back. I mean, I looked at those bills too, and I understand what was in them. And I know there were a couple that, yeah, maybe I want a little more information, but not enough to I believe, warrant what you're asking for.
It's your decision as an individual, as a counselor.
Yes, yes.
Paul, do you have any?
I just like a copy of that. Cause, I don't know, it's just, to me, it's, even like that one attorney when they were, it's, nothing should have been redacted to a city council. And to me, it seems like something's being hit.
So when you're asking for unredacted, are you asking for everything unredacted? Because there are some things that has to be redacted.
Tell me what's gotta be redacted in any of that document that
Confidential
can't go,
information
that
regarding
can't
the
go to,
staff.
that can't go to executive session.
Confidential information regarding staff. I don't know if that can go to executive session. I think we would need further clarification on that.
That's
But there
our
are some
city
things.
administrator.
I honestly don't know. You would have to check with the attorney.
See, I've talked to legal work in the city yesterday, just for example, 3 times.
Okay.
Now, I understand where we all wanna go forward. But until certain things are done, you have to go through the attorney for the information. I understand very much, I understand, Bobby.
I hear what you're saying. I just
So
don't
that's why this needs to be done. It's the same thing.
What? Oh, I thought I heard something.
Okay. Oh, Bonnie?
I'm on the split out for 47587 Teller Road. And I wasn't able to go to the last meeting, but I watched it. And we, the citizens, are paying these bills. It's not the council or the city administrator. It's the people of Oak Ridge, the citizens of Oak Ridge. And yes, I think it's important that the council have that information because we're paying for a dead horse. What's it paid for? So that means they can redact anything they want out there and the council doesn't get to look at it and choose for the best of us citizens out here. That's not right. It should be, you guys should be open to all that information. And like Mr. Hadley said, if you have to go into executive session where you guys know where it is, or the whole council knows what it is. And then, because we've empowered you to work for the citizens of Oak Ridge and to do your best, you have to have all the information to do this. And I don't feel that all the information's on the table to go forward with anything because there was a lot of things that's happened in the past that need to be corrected, and maybe this will help correct it and to move forward in the future. Thank you.
Lauren?
Lord Ho, 4319 First Street. Mr. Hadley indicated, well, we want to find this out, so that'll help us lead to this point, so we know what to do. What is his final desire of information he will collect, supposedly, with his ability to understand, leading to? Where will this information go and when will it end? Is it going to be revenge and vengeance? What will it be? An answer of where is it leading? When will it end?
Skip Baker, 48767 McFarland.
Can I have an answer to the question? I asked him a question.
I can answer your question.
I asked him.
They don't have to answer.
Really? Then he's hiding something. Hiding an agenda, and that's too bad for him. Biting in the long.
Go ahead.
The city is in the process of hiring attorneys. The attorney we've had in the past is also applying to be rehired as attorneys. It is appropriate to look at the work they've done unredacted so we can make a proper decision about what attorneys we want to hire.
Right.
That's that simple.
Right.
Last question.
Stephen Wall, 76482 Cedar Street. The city, our city administrator left in some, with some problems, some existing DOJ investigation. I think that's important for us to look at the lawyers, an unredacted version of the lawyer's billing statement to make sure that there's no connection to that because of being an ethics complaint. And part of that ethics complaint is the fact that he did use the lawyer for his own personal usage.
So I just have to tell you, what concerns me about this of going back is, so now we're gonna pay an attorney to look and see if, what unredacted information we can get, we're gonna pay for that. Then we're gonna look, and if we see issues, we're going to ask possibly a new attorney or somebody to look at it, and then go back to our old attorneys and ask them maybe to reimburse us some money. And if they don't, then we go to mitigation. Who pays for that? We do. Who pays for the new attorneys to view all of this? We do. And is it really going to be cost effective to keep going backwards and going over and over stuff? There are attorney costs to operate in the city.
What attorney costs is there to get to do the paperwork unredacted? Nothing, it's here. It was redacted where? Wasn't that redacted from your attorney? It was redacted from our city staff.
I'm just concerned about going backwards.
I understand very much, but you wanna know the answer. There's the answer. If the answer is done, if I was the one doing the redaction, I could understand it. Maybe I do have stuff on there. I don't know what's on there, but I'd like to see it unredacted. And as a counselor, we are the body that should be able to look at documents, just like the attorney said. You heard the individual say what she said. There should be no redaction. Anything would be redacted, we would do it from the attorney would do it,
So,
not
and
staff.
I did hear what the attorney said at our presentation, but I think it's important to remember those attorneys that were presenting to us, they were presenting in a general format. They weren't presenting to specifics that we've given them asking for information on.
Bobby,
So
I have
that's
asked
important to
League of
remember
Oregon
too.
City 3 times, and they say
That's
the
fine.
same thing. You need to go to the attorney.
Okay.
Okay, so is that enough discussion?
Yes.
We have a second on the table, we're ready to call for a vote.
Counselor Barenboim,
I don't know,
Counselor Forkham,
Aye.
Counselor Hollett,
Aye.
Counselor Hadley,
aye.
Counselor Whitney,
Nay.
Anything else? Okay, we'll
Did
adjourn
it
the
pass?
meeting. Motion passed. Adjourn the meeting.